My name is Jeremy Zelner. I'm currently a junior at Lane Tech, and as she said, my speech is about Chicago hip hop and how it has affected all of us and how it's affected me and just everybody around me. I have always wanted to be deemed a legend. Everything I've ever done is to put my name somewhere that people will remember it for. Now, whether or not that may be a good or bad thing, it is entirely up to the interpretation of the given circumstance or situation. No matter what anyone else thinks, life has just been very good. I have a roof over my head, I have parents that love each other and love me, great friends, and I go to a great school. On a more personal scale, I cannot be happier because I found what I love, I found my city. I have been given the opportunity to grow up in a renaissance in one of the best cities in the entire world. In truth, everything for the Windy City is great on the surface level. The surface is a beautiful city with a culture that is ours, and we can define it. There is more to this than our slang, our festivals, and our skyscrapers. There are kids, screaming for aid and someone to talk to. There are drugs, there is violence, and there are things we said we would never be. How cliched does that sound? In the words of my favorite poet, George Watsky, stereotypes begin with a grain of truth, cliches begin with a boulder. Once in a lifetime, there comes a person who understands who you are, where you're from, and they become the embodiment of what you love. They become your hero, the push to get through the bad days and the icing on the cake for the good ones. This man, a pioneer of our Renaissance, is none other than one of my favorite artists, Chance the Rapper. Here's a little background information, just in case you don't know who he is. Chancellor Bennett is a Jones graduate who is now an independent rap artist. He makes music for free. He's created and continues to support non-for-profits to aid those who live in violent neighborhoods, to help the homeless, and to those who are in need of a friend. Now for his music. 10 Day is the first project that he came out with in 2012, which was listened to across the nation, which he was a senior at Jones at when it came out. Acid Rap was his follow-up in 2013, which is by far his most popular. His most recent efforts, Surf and Coloring Book, are 2015 and 2016 projects that will still live with us because they are projects that are not made for the artists to make money, but made by the people who are just like us, kids from Chicago who had an instrument and some lyrics. Where were you when Chance the Rapper came out with 10 Day? It was April 3rd, 2012, and I was a 7th grader at Hawthorne Scholastic Academy. I had absolutely no idea that it came out because I had no inclination to listen to rap music or rap artists. I was into Star Wars and High School Musical, so it was a little weird for a kid like me to actually care about things that matter. Where were you when Acid Rap came out? It was April 30th, 2013, and I was pretending that I knew exactly what all my friends were talking about because I really wanted to act like it. And so whenever somebody asked me about it, I named favorite song just to get it over with. It was not until I was a freshman that my life would change forever. One of my best friends got me tickets to go see Chance, and he sang Acid Rain, favorite song, and Everybody's Something. And with passion, and it was so amazing that I felt like everyone in the room loved me. That was the origin of why I love the city. I go to Lane Tech, and as most of you know, or may not know, Lane Tech kids are some of the most over-the-top kids in the entire city. That being said, I will not take myself out of the statement due to the fact that I can sometimes be one of the worst offenders. All of that fades away when Chance comes on, though. Every school has their own persona, every school has their cleavages, disputes with others, and differences that are expressed via Twitter. When his music for his project 10 Day comes on, the lyrics that he puts into the world that represents us as a whole, whether you're from the homeland Jones or any other school in the city. He sings, heads down, eyes shut, time to play 7 Up. Heads down, hands clutched, bottles gone, heavens up, smile come through, though my eyes might cry, when they reminisce over you, my God. This chorus was so devastatingly accurate, but this was not just a Chicago thing. This was coming from an 18-year-old kid who remembered his friends when they were younger, playing juvenile games, only to grow older to see his friends start doing drugs, get involved in gang life, drink alcohol, and evidently ruin their lives and or end up dead. Due to these events, Chance spirals into a sadness that he cannot escape. And he's smiling that his friends were alive, but crying that they're not here anymore. When Chance sings on one of my favorite songs by him, Long Time Too, he sings, long time now since I've seen you smile. You don't think I felt your hand calling Yellow's father, but people don't hear ghosts, so how are they going to blame me? Or at the crib, I'm falling down, I'm on the floor, I'm crawling around, I'm calling out to God. Your little angel's falling down, save me from my darkened cloud, reach your hands and arms around. And that ends the beautiful piano and Donnie trumpet song, who's Nico Siegel, verse with, we miss you. That we miss you is a sum up of how we miss ourselves, and how we miss the way it was before, but when we were in dark places, and calling out for people when we realized we were really doing so. He made us all aware of who we were and who we were becoming, but we did not stop the vast majority of kids who didn't know to take his warning about his path. But where was his credibility to warn us not to? His mixtape is called 10 Day. It's not just an increment of time, it was when he got suspended from Jones. With his songs like 14 for 100 Minutes and What Are You Talking About, he raps, don't ask me for no ID, I'm signed out. He raps those through the mindset of an upperclassman in high school. I don't care about what any authority figure has to say, don't tell me to put my ID on 30 times a day, I'm graduating. His relevancy and credibility in his message is through the stream of consciousness. Teenagers tend to act for a crowd to portray good traits, and a lot of us truly have them, but are we the same people behind closed doors? He knew that, and he made himself vulnerable to make it look cool to be vulnerable too, so we could think about and understand the concept. More than just the artist himself, the project was important because it gave rise to the visionary who would create gateways for other artists such as Mick Jenkins, Alex Wiley, Saba, Hurt Everybody, and plenty of others who would then become on the national scale, such as Mick Jenkins' success with the 2014 mixtape The Waters that explores the nature of truth, and Hurt Everybody's Hurt Everybody EP that has gorgeous songs such as Slept All Day and In Soul. It is worth mentioning Vic Mensa due to his straight-up internet mixtapes, but he started working with Kanye West, and he slowly became what we all feared, an abuser of fame. I haven't heard anything that was good from him since he came out with something last summer, and he slowly became what Kanye West is. I spent a lot of time on 10 Days, so I think it's best to start the project. On the project is the reason why, who I am and where we are. As a rap, the biggest triumph of Chicago music since the days of humble Kanye West and only a bit crazy Lupe Fiasco is a piece of art that will forever hang in my personal museum. This speech is essentially paying homage to these tracks and the sinister beauty that they created. When I heard the first chorus of Aaron Allen Kane on the first song of that project, I knew I was in for a legendary experience. The verses on Paranoia shook me. The bridge of acid rain spoke to us. The dark message of loss where a woman believes that she must feel beautiful by doing drugs was just impeccably written. Favorite song is a summer anthem for the ages. Interlude and Everybody Something makes us feel as if we belong. And Chainsmoker is the go-to for a perfect balance between our personas that we take on as kids living in Chicago. Chance the Rapper does not tell us to engage in illegal affairs. He's telling us not to, by telling us what was happening when he was our age. He is having us acknowledge ourselves and see that we could be better people. When I went to Teens in the Park Fest last June, he brought out all of his high school friends and he spoke to us saying, I know growing up as a teen in Chicago is hard. He continues by asking us, how much did you pay to get in here? And we all answered 0. He takes a step back, he puts his arms out and says, this is us. This is what we made for you. This is what we made for you for free, because we love you. We replied with a hearty, we love you too, Chance. So I want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you, Chance the Rapper. You've inspired me to be more involved in my city, to love my city, and despite my city's plague, to work hard to cure my city. Positivity is a must in a quest to save our home, and instead of being the city that is the capital of murder where we murder for capital, we can be a city that makes every day wonderful. We love you, Chance. Thank you.